This is going to blow your mind. There's been long speculation that a third person was involved in the unaliving of Dee Dee Blanchard, Gypsy Rose's mother. It's quite plausible that there was a third person. But who? Who's the man in the raincoat, Gypsy? Check this out.
I gotta tell her that. So I'm in the raincoat. There's other one that ain't tell her.
Okay, now slowed down a little bit.
I'm in the raincoat. There's other one that ain't tell her.
Who's in the raincoat, Gypsy? Was it Dan? Or was it David Blanchard? So this is not new information.
Yeah, he's gonna come visit me tomorrow. He comes in. Yeah, he's gonna come visit me tomorrow. He comes in. Yeah, he's gonna come visit me tomorrow.
Original creator, I'm gonna tag down below. I'm gonna also put her page up here. But what I will say is, if you notice, every time anyone says anything about another party being involved, Gypsy calls it conspiracy theories. But in that live that she did, I feel like it made it abundantly obvious that there was someone else in the picture, right? But I also think there's a part of the interrogation that a lot of people miss. And it's when the lady who's interrogating Nicholas GODEJOHN says, she asks about the blood on the walls in the living room. And she was very specific about asking about that blood. And at first I was thinking to myself, why is she so focused on the blood in the living room? I couldn't really get it at the time. But I started thinking about it, and I believe that the unaliving never actually even happened in the bed. I actually think Dee Dee might have been awake. Either it happened in the kitchen or the hallway. I know y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but if you go back and watch his interrogation and really listen to what the interrogator's asking him, you'll start to think to yourself like, maybe it didn't happen in the bedroom. And if it didn't happen in the bedroom, how would they get her into the bedroom? It had to be another person. It had to be. I honestly think that makes more sense than it just being them, especially the amount of wounds that she had. I just don't think it was just him, and no one's going to be able to convince me of that. I've thought that the whole time, but like I said before, every time that's brought up, they constantly keep throwing up, oh, conspiracy theories, conspiracy theories. Nah, I really think that there's way more to this than people think, because why was there blood splatter on the wall in the hallway? Why? Think about it. And why was the interrogator so persistent about asking that particularly? I do think there is definitely much more to this than a lot of people even realized. And I think that would be the main reason why she continues to try to manipulate Nicholas GODEJOHN from outside, because she doesn't want him to really tell the truth. Now, I know a lot of people say she can't be charged twice. There's always a loophole. She is on parole, but I don't think that Missouri will try to pursue her again. But there's something called dual sovereignty. And what that means is you could be charged state and federally. Now, the likelihood of the feds charging her, I think maybe a 10% chance, and people would have to really petition for it. She'd probably have to show her butt a little bit more out here. it's the likelihood is not very likely, but is it impossible? I don't think so. But dual sovereignty is where obviously the state and the feds could charge you under the same evidence, and it's not being recharged. You're just being charged under a different the name. The dual sovereignty doctrine, also known as separate sovereignty doctrines, is a legal rule that allows multiple governments to prosecute the same person for the same crime without violating the Fifth Amendment's double jeopardy. So it's not impossible for her to be charged again. It would just be through a different branch of government, if that makes sense.